What's good, everyone? It's your TFD back with another update. And today we've got some major news, and this time, a former Nike employee just came out swinging, exposing Nike's real stance on Caitlyn Clark. And y'all, this might get ugly. Let's head over to Indy for this one. Let's get it. Let's go. So look, it's been a minute since we talked about the Caitlyn Clark ex-Nike situation, but now it's right back in the spotlight. Caitlyn has a new PE sneaker dropping tomorrow. That's right, a player edition Kobe Bryant shoe under the Nike and Mamba brand. That alone is major. We're talking about Kobe's legacy merging with the biggest rookie the WNBA's ever seen. But here's where it gets wild. There's another signature shoe supposedly dropping in October, yet Nike's energy toward Caitlyn Clark? Man, it's been off. They barely promote her. They barely post about her. It's like they've gone radio silent, while showing way more love to other WNBA stars, especially A'ja Wilson. No shade to A'ja, she's a beast, but the imbalance is obvious. And now, just 24 hours before Caitlyn's PE release, a former Nike employee steps up and spills the truth? You already know I had to dig in. This former insider took to X, basically calling Nike out for how they're treating Caitlyn Clark behind the scenes. And honestly, I'm not surprised. I've been saying it. Nike signed Caitlyn Clark as their biggest name since Michael Jordan. No cap. I know folks will argue LeBron, and I love Bron too, but Caitlyn's name rings bells in a different way. She's not just an athlete, she's a movement. So why is Nike playing this weird game? Why does it feel like they're intentionally keeping her out of the spotlight? Why are we seeing more corporate support for everybody except the player who's literally breaking records, carrying ratings, and bringing millions of new eyes to women's basketball? Whether people want to admit it or not, there's clearly some kind of agenda against Caitlyn Clark. And this Nike employee just confirmed what fans have been sensing for months. Listen, if Nike doesn't fix this, if they don't start backing their star properly, this whole situation could blow up. Caitlyn Clark has options. Adidas is lurking. Under Armour is watching. Europe's watching. Other leagues are already calling. So Nike, get it together. Because Caitlyn Clark ain't just another athlete. She's the athlete. You fumble this, you fumble the future. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you think Nike's real issue is with Caitlyn Clark. Are they playing favorites? Or is something deeper going on? Alright, y'all, let's get into it. So, the guy making waves right now is Jordan Rodgers, a former Nike marketing veteran who spent 15 years in the game, specifically working in the Nike women's division. He just dropped some real insight on the whole Nike and Caitlyn Clark situation. Now, for those who don't know, Nike is split up into different divisions. You got the women's side, the men's side, and then you got all these admins running their social accounts, like Twitter and Instagram. So, when you see what gets posted, or what doesn't, it's not always as simple as it looks. Honestly, I've been trying to give Nike the benefit of the doubt, for real. I kept thinking, maybe it's just the social media admins not posting about Caitlyn. Maybe there's some behind-the-scenes stuff we don't know about. I just couldn't wrap my head around the idea that Nike would really sideline Caitlyn Clark like this. It just doesn't make sense, right? But at the end of the day, the way things are playing out, it's looking like that's exactly what's happening. Nike's been quiet, barely showing her any love, and it's hard to ignore at this point. So, let's check out exactly what Jordan Rodgers had to say about all this, because his perspective is coming straight from inside the company, and it's pretty eye-opening.
Nike, we need to talk about Caitlyn Clark. Let's you and me talk about Caitlyn Clark since you refuse to talk about Caitlyn Clark. And I care deeply about you. I spent over a decade in your marketing organization. I spent several years trying to get into your organization. And it's been 3 years since I left your company. I'm just here as a friend. I care about you. I want to show you two different charts here. One, your stock price since 2021. It is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlyn Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years, and you have been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league and many of the athletes there. But this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation. And we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have like 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature shoe. And we figure out a way to market them. LeBron James showed up as the chosen one, and you have the chosen one. He got all of the marketing, and yet you still were able to figure out how to market Kobe as well. I realize tomorrow we are going to get a Kobe Protro, apparently. I haven't heard much about it. It's going to be $190. Very few people will be able to get it, and that will be about a year after you have signed her and after she won Rookie of the Year. This is so confusing to me. I am so perplexed. I wrote 2,000 words on it in my newsletter this week. Read it, but I didn't even send one last week because I've been sitting in a room like Beautiful Mind trying to figure out all of the stupid reasons why you might be sitting on your hand. Wemby got his Alien campaign less than a year after he had been signed, and he got a player edition shoe. I guess that you're doing that with Caitlyn, but I'm so confused as to why you wouldn't be doing bigger campaigns with her. You finally put her in a Super Bowl campaign with 9 other women, and all respect to them, but none of them are moving the needle quite like she is. Your tagline in that was "You can't win, so win." One of the best explanations I can come up with is that you are wringing your hands and afraid to enter into this politically divisive conversation that has been co-opted by the media and pundits who are race baiting and doing all kinds of ridiculous things around women's basketball. You can't win, so win. You have the unicorn, the chosen one, the one who everyone wants to hear from, and you were just sitting around Gatorade, State Farm, Game Bridge, Wilson Basketball, have all figured out how to have a point of view with Caitlyn Clark. Please, for the love of God, figure something out.
So yeah, that was Jordan Rogers laying it all out about the whole Caitlyn Clark and Nike situation. And real quick, gotta give a shout out to Correlation too, because this next bit of info right here, yeah, this is where it gets even more interesting. Appendix, here are some common questions that I have gotten. What if it's Caitlyn turning down Nike's marketing opportunities and ideas? I've heard murmurs from PPL in and around this business that her team can be difficult. This is understandable. Being a megastar is difficult. Guess who else is difficult? Cristiano, Neymar, LeBron, the list goes on. You bend over backwards for stars, and Nike has bent over backwards for way less relevant stars than Caitlyn. But yeah, man, it's looking real spooky out here for Nike and Caitlyn Clark. Like, come on bro, y'all got to just do it. That's your whole slogan, right? Just do it. So then just do the right thing when it comes to Caitlyn Clark. That's all we asking for. That's all the fans want. That's all the community wants. Just do it. Give her the damn signature shoe already, bro. I ain't talking no P drop. I'm talking about her own line. And look, shout out for dropping the Kobe piece tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna try to grab a pair. But let's be real. Man, bot's probably gonna eat that release alive, and I'll have to pay resale just to rock 'em. At the end of the day, Caitlyn Clark deserves a real, official Nike signature shoe sitting in stores, just like everybody else getting that treatment. Y'all giving A'ja Wilson a lot of love, and that's cool, no hate there. But just like Jordan Rogers said, go look at the Google stats, man. Who's the most searched WNBA player? Caitlyn Clark. It's not even close. Anyway, this new breaking news. Caitlyn Clark parts ways with Nike and signs with Adidas. A bold new chapter begins Indiana Fever. Y'all jump down in the comments, let me know your thoughts on this whole situation, and make sure you hit that bell. Let's talk about it.